Hey there, I'm M. Angel. Welcome to M. Angel Says, and today we are reviewing episode 6 of The Bachelorette. I hope I won't have that much to say because one, it's a heat wave, so I'm dying out here, and two, it was a filler episode, but we'll get into all of that right now. We pick up where we left off in episode 5, where Hannah and Luke were having dinner, and she basically tells him, I cannot give you this rose because I can't seem to advance in this relationship with you. So Luke is supposed to go home, right? Luke says, I'm frustrated too. Think about all of the things that we've said since day one. Like, have you said anything really? And I think she has, and that's why you're still here. So hush. So again, him trying to manipulate himself into staying, like, don't think about how terrible it's been recently and how my mask is coming off. She sends him on his way, but of course, it wouldn't be TV without drama. After these weird little montages that are so staged of him like walking off into the woods, he just stops at some point and turns around. And it's like, where were you walking to? Because he clearly surpassed the car that was supposed to take him to the hotel or wherever, to the airport or wherever they take them. Anyhow, yeah, so he stops in the woods and then he decides, you know what, I'm going to fight for her. Okay, great. It was so awkward. He steps back at some point because he's like, I just want to scream right now. I want to marry you. Today sucked. And nothing else matters but the fact that I want to marry you. Lies. Okay, look. That was so acted. Am I the only one who felt that? You saw it too, right? And I love how their conversation was like in this abject darkness. Just represented the mood. So then he goes back to the ladies and to tell them, hey girls, so I'm staying, but no, I do not have a rose. So I am at risk, but my lady decided to keep me a little longer. In her confessional, Hannah says that she kept him because he finally met her where she is. Hannah Banana, if you had to yell at him to meet you, tell him the steps to take to get there, and it took all day. Honestly, she kept him for the show. I'm sure they have some kind of a deal with the network, with the producers, to keep Luke, because nothing else makes sense. She is being beyond irrational for keeping him, and we all know that she's very serious about finding love. It's contractual. We had this weird scene of Luke praying to the Lord for a Hail Mary. Then the guys get together and Hannah comes out to make a little speech. She says that she also went to prayer and she got messages from God. And basically she asked the guys to be comfortable with sharing the uncomfortable and that she would do the same. And her dress was sublimely spectacular. It was just like, oh, Angel. She and Garrett have a moment. She tells him that she's really enjoying getting to know him. It was proper. It was cute. I felt that it was kind of inappropriate and unnecessary for Garrett to ask Hannah during their time together, oh, by the way, I had talked to Luke before and I asked him not to bring up drama or anybody's names during your date. May I inquire as to the results of my request? Like, really though? How old are you? And why do you care? And what? Why? What? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. It's like, are you so lacking in self-awareness that you are doing the exact thing you're asking Luke not to do, which is bringing up someone else during your time with her, Hannah? Anyhow, he then goes back and stirs up needless drama by poking at Luke. I told you not to talk about anyone, but it seems that you brought up some names, so. She told Garrett very clearly. He did bring up the names, but it was in context. I had probed him. I had asked him questions about conflict in the house, so obviously he was going to talk about people concerned because it was apropos. So she told him that. He still chose to start some drama. Childish. Then the men fight like babies. Everyone's arguing, no one's making sense, no one's listening, everyone's talking. Hannah is perturbed. She was trying to have a nice moment with solid kiss Connor. Nah, she hears the arguing, which obviously she goes to tell the guys, stay in your freaking lane. Stop talking about each other. Stop gossiping. Stop being such big babies. I love how Luke said something. I don't know. He was like maybe echoing her words as if it was his place to. She looked so annoyed and she just mimed. Shush. Zip it. You're already on thin ice, mister. Don't make it worse. You could really tell her frustration with him. She does not want him to be there. I'm telling you, it's for the show. Then Mama leaves the room and goes to get a drink because she needs it. Yes. What do the guys do? Of course, they keep arguing. So here she comes again to gather the children. She addresses Luke first, singles him out. Stop making excuses. On the one hand, you're all like apologetic. Then you start making excuses for your behavior and da-da-da, da-da-da. Hush. Second place. All of y'all supposed to focus on me. Y'all ain't supposed to focus on each other. So what's happening? Nonsense. She tells him very clearly, I'm a grown woman. I can make up my own mind. So trust me to judge Luke based on our interactions. I don't need y'all to do the job for me. Y'all acting like you're all safe. None of y'all safe. I'm displeased with some of y'all too. Put them on guard, girl. Put them on notice. They're out here focusing on Luke, but they should be focusing on their relationship with her. And then the seams start to come undone. She starts to fall apart and tells them that they all drive her psycho crazy. She says she doesn't want to do this anymore. She says she doesn't want to talk to anyone anymore, and that they don't really talk about real things. I really wonder how much time they have together and how much time the show occupies their one-on-ones or interactions. You know, because you could be together and we see a piece of a conversation, but then all of a sudden you have a producer interrupting, you have the cameraman shifting, you have a microphone to fix, you have, like you see the bloopers sometimes, a dog coming out of nowhere, you got birds flying in the face, they got to repeat scenes. It's still a show, you know what I mean? And we forget this because it's nicely edited. I don't forget it because I'm an editor. I thought Peter's face was so cute because he looked like, even me? You not connecting to anyone? I thought we were different. Such a puppy. Love him. Garrett apologizes, says, sorry, you're right. I was petty. And Luke thanks him for his apology. Oh! I burst out laughing. It was laugh out loudable. Papa Chris tries to comfort Hannah. He's just like, but they're crazy about you. That's why they be acting crazy. I love how she said, yes, maybe they care about me, but they don't trust me enough to see clearly and to make decisions for myself. Exactly. That's what's frustrating. I also take issue with that. When guys are out here, I mean, it's friendly and it's nice, but I have some friends, they might be younger than me or something, and they're out here trying to protect me, trying to make sure I don't cross the street when there's a car coming, trying to keep me away from guys in the street who are hooping and hollering and, you know, the ones who are always trying to hit on you that you never ever want in your vicinity. I've been out here in these streets for like a decade at least. I've learned how to navigate the world on my own. I don't need you to protect me. I don't need you to think for me. And I don't need you to explain things that I already understand. Oh, that too. Mansplaining they call it, but it's just explaining in general when people are just like explaining things to you and you're like, I know. Please stop talking. I know. I get it, it's nice, they want to be her hero, but really, they're kind of just insecure about their own relationships, so it's easy to focus on someone else and take down someone else instead of bringing yourself up in her eyes. You know what I mean? Insecurity. She kept Luke. Okay. Wow. Contract. Bye, Devin. Bye, Kevin. Bye, Grant. Grant stayed pretty long. I'm proud of him. Skipping forward, now we go to Riga. Riga is in Latvia. For those who don't know, it is Eastern Europe. It is near Russia. And as Reverend Al Sharpton would call it, Levita. But it's called Latvia. Hannah expresses to Chris that she still doesn't trust the guys. She still doesn't feel like she's part of this process. She says that she hasn't been asked many questions apparently. And I'm just like, wait, do people not know how to date anymore? If this is really the case, then most of these guys really are just actors and out here for fame and exposure. They are not here to date because... But then again, when I think about my own dates, I ask 1,000,001 questions. I know what to ask. I'm very curious naturally as a person. And when I stop asking and wait for someone to get creative and ask me questions about myself, you get the boilerplate questions. I see a struggle. Then it's like, what did you do today? Like, wait, you don't want to know about who I am? And a lot of guys are like that. They ask you, so how was your day? What are you up to now? The very now. I don't know if it's better or worse. What do you think? Is it good to dig into a person's past to get an idea of who they are presently? Or is it best to keep the questions to the present, in the present moment? Because that's what you're sharing with someone. That's what you're living with them. And that's how you really get to know someone, is how they act now. Not who they were, but who they are. What do you think? Comment section, please let me know. Poor baby girl. She says that she hates that she has to try. It sucks. I want to be in a relationship that feels fluid and effortless, so I understand her. The moment I feel like I have to put in effort, that I have to really try to get close to someone, it's when I feel like there's nothing here. Maybe romance has poisoned my mind into thinking when it works, it's effortless. But that's what I want, so that's what I'm going to hold out for. And Chris, host, he was trying to make her cry. It feels heavy, doesn't it? What is it that you hate you have to try at? She explains how before she gave away her heart to the wrong people, and it took her years to find pieces of herself and build herself back up again. Been there, I think a lot of us have. Get it. It's part of the learning experience of life, I guess. But she seriously doubts the process. Things become very 2020, Dateline Special, breaking news. Chris tells us basically, weirdly, that he sits down with Hannah for a one-on-one interview to see how she's feeling at this point in the process. As if, like, maybe the show is gonna end. Girl, please. I'm pretty sure she has someone waving a contract in her face every second of the day, and someone else being good cop telling her, think of all the exposure, think of all the happiness, think of all the free trips, think of all the free food. Yeah, the guys are annoying, but let them be. Like, just go to the beach afterwards and go to the pool when you're done with your date and just enjoy your life. Like, do you know how many girls would love to be in your shoes right now? So she sits down with Dr. Phil, aka Dr. Chris, and they go back on the Bachelor season recap. Why are we recapping? Scott, Cam, walking down memory hell. Then they recap Luke, which was a little more apropos. They recap the falling in love, how everything was nice at first. And then the drama started. How he was interrupting too many talks she had. How he was a bit clingy. How he body slammed Luke S. And then the most recent drama. I'm pretty sure that this recap is meant to fill in the spot that was left by Luke S.'s unpredicted, unscheduled departure. They still have a TV schedule to respect, you know, every week they have to be at a certain stage in this show. Yeah, I think it was, right? The previous episode that we see 4 guys leave. Then we recap the good times and things get fun. We recap her top 3 loves, Jed, Tyler, my love, and Peter. We have a very fun bloopers type of recap where you see Mike, who does some kind of bold split move and he rips his pants. Hilarious and authentic. Their reaction was priceless. You see Jed, whose ice cream gets stolen by some scraggly dog in the park. You see, again, product placement. Even in the bloopers, they'll promote that freaking ice cream. And then we see Short Stacks Jonathan, who tries to kiss her, and it is incredibly awkward. You see the show at work? You see, I told you from the get, she wasn't interested in Jonathan. She kept him for, diversity in the crowd of men that she has, but she knew already from the start she didn't want him. Also, diversity in height, maybe they're trying to be fair. I don't know. It's TV. I always suspect. Not the worst, because it's nice to have visual representations. However, just remember, it's not authentic. I mean, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. You can have your opinion about things too. I love how Chris said about Chris's kisses tips. If you don't know, you don't go. And you're right, Chris. All men and women, everybody trying to get a kiss, trying to cop a feel, trying to get close to someone. If you don't know, don't go. It's called consent. Read the room. So at the end of her Dr. Phil interview, she basically says, you know what? I lost a lot of hope, but I believe something good has to come out of this. Hilarious statement. Not the way you should be dating, but I've been there. I understand. But I've suffered so much, the Lord has to reward me somehow. In some way. Maybe off camera, after the show. Who knows? And thus ends the filler episode. Awesome. All this drama pretending that the show's gonna be over. Please. It was, like I said, it was just to fill that gap in their schedule. Anyhow, what did you think of the episode? Comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Hey, before you go, you know what to do. Click on that like button to show your appreciation. Thank you. I appreciate it. Follow Angel Says if you haven't already, the YouTube channel. Click. Awesome. One click away. You can also follow me on Instagram at Angel Says. It's one word. And it's also on Facebook and Twitter. And let's tune in next time for episode 7 recap. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more eventful. Thank you so much. Kisses. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. And if you are living a heat wave like I am in Paris, drink a lot of water. Bye. La